He is one of the greatest two-way players in European football history, but he also suffered one of the most gruesome and horrifying injuries ever seen in modern football. Here is the amazing and uplifting story of Cristian Chivu, one of the best left-backs in European football history and one of the greatest Romanian players of all time. Born in 1980, Cristian Chivu always harbored a burning passion that would soon ignite the European stage. However, it was not until he turned 17 that he would get a chance to begin his professional career with his hometown club, CSM Reseda. Chivu played left back for the second-tier club and graduated from their youth team in 1997. He would go on to make 24 appearances for the club before catching the eye of top-tier side Universitatea Craiova the next year. Once there, the teenager would pick up the pace. He played 32 times and scored 3 times, and managed to be one of the few bright spots for the club that finished 13th in the league. His contributions didn't go unnoticed, as he became hot on the radar of several European big clubs and his meteoric rise to football stardom began. Chivu would soon find himself heading to Amsterdam to join the Dutch giants Ajax. The Romanian teenager adapted right away to his new environment, had an immediate impact with his exceptional play, and really announced himself to the rest of the world. Chivu made 23 appearances for Ajax in his first season, and was awarded the Marco van Basten Award given to Ajax's top talent of the year. Chivu became a fan favorite and quickly matured into a superb, always reliable fullback. His top showings for Ajax earned him a call-up to the Romanian national team for a few friendlies and then for Euro 2000 in Belgium and Holland. Chivu left his mark by making 4 appearances and scoring his first international goal in the famous 3-2 win in the final group stage match against England. In his second season at Ajax, Chivu made another leap forward by scoring 5 goals in 26 appearances and winning the Rinus Michel Award as Ajax's Player of the Year. An impressive accomplishment in a team with players such as Rafael van der Vaart, Kanu, and Aaron Winter. Chivu's growth and development convinced Ajax to hand him the captain's armband at the age of just 20, and he would develop into a deadly free kick specialist, scoring vital goals for the team as Ajax dominated their way to a domestic double, winning the Eredivisie and the Dutch Cup titles. In the 2002-2003 season, Chivu carved his name into Ajax folklore as he led Ajax to the brink of European glory. Now wearing the captain's armband, Chivu showed his leadership qualities as Ajax went on a magnificent run in the Champions League that saw them lose out narrowly to a last-minute goal against eventual winners AC Milan in a 3-2 quarterfinal defeat. By this point, it was clear to everyone that Chivu had shown enough of his outstanding qualities and a move away from Holland was inevitable. In the summer of 2003, Chivu joined the Italian outfit AS Roma. He had earned the big money move with his excellent play in Ajax, and Roma, who were mired in debt at the time, eventually did come up with the 18 million euros required for his signature. Chivu quickly got fans on his side by scoring in 2 of the first 3 league matches. In Roma's 5-0 win over Brescia on September 14, 2003. And the following week's 2-2 draw against Juventus. But although he immediately cemented his spot as a regular starter under manager Fabio Capello and adapted well to the Italian style of play, the Romanian would also struggle with injuries to his shoulder and his foot, the latter of which was suffered while playing beach soccer during his summer break. Injuries would limit Chivu to just 10 league matches in the 2004-2005 season, but the following season the Romanian began to get back near his top form. Once he returned to full fitness in the 2006-2007 season, he became a dominant player again, winning tackles, defending well, and putting in vital interceptions and providing pinpoint crosses when going forward. And with a roster that also included the likes of defender Philip Mexis and the club captain Francesco Totti, the team finished as runners-up in the Serie A and took home the Coppa Italia. With Chivu back to his best form, he became the subject of numerous summertime transfer rumors. He was even reportedly in the middle of a bidding war between Spanish megagiants Madrid and Barcelona. In the end, the Romanian decided to remain in Italy, where he signed with Inter Milan, and it was there that he had the most memorable moments of his career, for better and for worse. Chivu made his move to Inter Milan on July 27, 2007, for a reported 16 million euros on a 5-year contract. And even though he wasn't always a guaranteed starter in his first season, Chivu would be instrumental for Inter as they strolled to their 16th league title and their 3rd Scudetto in a row. Chivu finally won the Serie A trophy that proved elusive during his days at Roma. The next season, under new manager Jose Mourinho, Chivu would finally pin down his spot as the undisputed starting left back, and he became even more crucial for the team. His heroics in big games became more pronounced as he completely shut down the dangerous duo of Cristiano Ronaldo and Wayne Rooney in the first leg of their Champions League round of 16 encounter at the San Siro. He was named man of the match for his exceptional performance. Inter would eventually be eliminated in the second leg, but even then, Chivu made his presence felt. Plus, with the team out of the Champions League, they'd once again turn their attention to the domestic stage where they dominated their way to yet another league title. At this point, the club made it 4 Scudettos in a row, while Kivu got his hands on the 3rd league title of his career. The only thing that was left was the European title, and that's exactly what the club set their eyes upon in the following season. It was the start of the 2009 to 2010 season, and with big names like Julio Cesar, Esteban Cambiaso, Javier Zanetti, Thiago Motta, and newcomers Wesley Sneijder, Samuel Eto'o, and Diego Milito on their roster, Inter was primed for success, and anticipation was clearly palpable. The season started with Inter once again displaying their dominance on both the domestic and European fronts. However, an unexpected tragedy would strike mid-season. On that fateful day, on January 6, 2010, Inter was up against Chievo Verona in a heated match. When Kivu went up to contest a header with Chievo captain Sergio Pellissier, the mid-air collision ended with both players on the grass after a nasty head collision that left Kivu with a broken skull. It was a horrifying injury that many feared would be life-threatening. It was a dark day in Milan, as fans and players held their breath in anticipation of news from the medics. However, after a successful 2-hour surgery to remove blood from the surface of his brain and also some bone fragments, everyone breathed a collective sigh of relief. The successful surgery meant Kivu had survived his terrible misfortune. But on the other hand, no one knew exactly how long he'd take to return to the pitch, and that's if he would even be allowed to do so. Manager Jose Mourinho would even come out to confirm in a press conference that they'd be without the Romanian for a significant unspecified period. One thing was sure though, and it was the fact that Kivu was a fighter. And the player himself would even later reassure his fans that he's doing everything possible to get back on the pitch and help his team as soon as possible. It has been reported that Kivu initially struggled greatly with his balance and coordination upon his return to training, but the Romanian defender never lost sight of his purpose during his comeback. When Kivu eventually made his miraculous return to football, it was in a home game against Livorno on March 24, 2010, wearing a protective headgear reminiscent of the one worn by Chelsea goalkeeper Petr Cech. Kivu not only made his return to the pitch, but he did it in just over 2 months. Once he made it back to the pitch, it was almost like he never left. He became even more fierce, defending like a man possessed. And just 1 month later, on April 4, 2010, Kivu would score his first goal in an Inter shirt with a superb long-range strike against Atalanta. He also contributed with his defense as well. On May 22, 2010, in the nail-biting UEFA Champions League final, Kivu kept a young and energetic Arjen Robben in check, a task which he completed to perfection for the 68 minutes he was on the pitch before he was substituted. His excellent shift helped Inter win the game 2-0 to complete the famous treble of 2010. Kivu was finally a European champion, and that was certainly the highlight of his miraculous recovery story. With tears of joy threatening to drown his eyes, Kivu would come out in the post-match interview to say, "I didn't know if I would ever play again, let alone be here 5 months later with all these trophies. It wasn't easy at all. It is thanks to all the hard work we have done throughout the year, proving character in difficult moments, and at the end we understood you only win these tournaments if you are a real team." Kivu would also go on to play 3 more seasons with Inter before eventually hanging up his boots on March 31, 2014. In part due to a reoccurring foot injury. His time at the San Siro, however, was by far his most successful, as he made 167 appearances, scoring 3 times and winning an incredible 9 trophies with Inter. After his retirement, Kivu, like many others, went on to receive his coaching license and became a youth team coach for Inter Milan. He worked for various levels of their youth setup, but on February 18, 2025, he was appointed the manager of the Serie A club Parma and signed a 16-month contract. As a player, Kivu had a very good understanding of the game and the other team's offense as it was coming towards him, and it remains to be seen what he will accomplish as a first-team manager. Cristian Kivu is one of the best left-backs, certainly of the last 30 years and maybe of all time. He could do it all, whether it was going forward and putting in accurate crosses or defending a man marking with gusto. He is definitely one of those players who make you wonder what might have been had it not been for all the injuries. Kivu is right up there with Georgi Hagi, Adrian Mutu, and a few other names as one of the best Romanian players of the last 30 years. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to this channel, and you can also go to the channel's homepage to check out more amazing football content like this one.